In this video, we will look at how lists are created, used and edited. Open up idle and create a new file called basics7. A list is used to create a variable that contains a number of different values. For instance, if we wanted to store a list of groceries inside one variable, we could create a variable called shopping and then store the items like banana, apples, bread, oranges, and milk inside of it. This means that we only have to create one variable rather than a variable for each item, which would only contain a single value. Let's script out this situation in the script editor window. Type shopping equals square bracket, apostrophe, banana, apostrophe, comma, apostrophe, apples, apostrophe, comma, apostrophe, bread, apostrophe, comma, apostrophe, oranges, apostrophe, comma. Then finally, apostrophe, milk, apostrophe, close square bracket. This is how a list is declared inside of Python. As we can see, each item of the list has to be separated by a comma, and as we are using words, we need to contain each word between apostrophes. The square bracket is used to contain all the items in the list. On the line underneath, create a print statement to print out the shopping list. Then run the code. Here we can see that the entire list is printed to the shell window. But what if we only wanted to print a specific item from the list to the window? Well, we can do that by defining which items place in the list we want to print. In the print statement, at the end of shopping, add in a square bracket, then type 1, then a closed square bracket, and run the code again. This now says, print the item that is stored in position 1 in the list. Notice how the item printed is apples rather than banana. This is because lists start from 0 rather than 1, so 1 is actually the second item in the list. If we change the value in the print statement to 0, it will now bring back the first item in the list, which is the banana. So, what if we wanted to print more than one item in the list but not the entire list? Well, if we type plus in the print statement, then type shopping, open square bracket, 3, close square bracket. Then run the code, we can see that two items are printed out together. Notice there is no spacing between the two items. Let's add a space in by adding a second plus between the two shopping lists and typing apostrophe, space apostrophe. Now when we run the script again, we will have a space between the two items. What if we wanted to print a range of items? Instead of adding a new list with the item number in for each item, we can just specify the range that we want to use in one statement. On a new line, create a print statement containing the list, but this time, inside the square brackets, type 0:3. Then run the code. Here we can see that the code prints out the first 3 items in the list. Interestingly, notice how the list counts the 3 as the third item in the list and not the fourth item. That is because it is only printing up until the third item in the list and not inclusive of the fourth item. This can be a bit confusing, but it's a useful thing to remember when using lists. Now, what if we wanted to print the list, but show an item at a time in the print window? Well, to do this we could use a for statement. On the next line down, type for x in shopping, enter down a new line, then type print, open bracket, x, close bracket. Then run the code. What this does is loop through the entire list until it goes through all the items, and prints each item out that it is currently on, for each time that the loop iterates, giving us multiple print statements, which get displayed to the shell window a line at a time. Now, what if, while we were shopping, we didn't like the look of the bananas and wanted to change them for some chocolate instead? Well, to change an item in our list, above the for loop type, shopping, open square bracket, 0, close square bracket, equals symbol, apostrophe, chocolate, apostrophe. What this does is says, for the item at position 0 in the list, make this value equal to chocolate. Now if we run the code again, we can see that in the for loop, the item banana is changed to chocolate. But what if we wanted to change a range of items? Well, in our change value to chocolate statement, we can edit it. If we were changing the first two items, add in a colon between the square brackets and type 2. Because we're assigning a range, we also need to put square brackets around the word chocolate. If we run this code, notice how the first two items have been assigned to one item called chocolate. Well, if we wanted to change the second item to another value instead, inside the assignment square brackets, type, comma, apostrophe, cheese, apostrophe. Then run the code again. Here we can see that we have assigned the second item in the list to the value of cheese, and the first item in the list to a value of chocolate. What if, after we swapped out our bananas for chocolate, we actually wanted to add bananas back onto our list, but we didn't want to swap it with anything? Well then, we could use an append statement. Under the change statement, add a new line and type, shopping, dot, append, open bracket, apostrophe, banana, close bracket. Then if we run the code again, we can see that the banana has been added onto the list. We are so indecisive about whether we want a banana or not that now we've decided to remove it from the list again, but this time we don't want to replace it for another item. We just want it removed. To do this, on the next line down, type, shopping, dot, remove, open bracket, apostrophe, banana, apostrophe, close bracket. Then if we run the code again, we can now see that the banana has been removed. At the moment our list is in the order that we typed it in, but what if we wanted to sort our list alphabetically? Well, we could use the sort method. On a new line, before the for loop, type, shopping, dot, sort, open bracket, close bracket. Then run the code. Now we can see that our list is sorted in alphabetical order. What if we wanted to sort the list in reverse alphabetical order though? Well, in this case, within the brackets we could type, reverse equals true. Now when we run the code, we can see that the list is reversed. Now, what if we find a lemon that we really like the look of and want to add it to our basket, but we don't want to add it to the end of our list? We want to place it at a specific location between the first two items in the list. Well, we could use an insert statement. After the for statement, type, shopping, dot, insert, open bracket, 1, comma, apostrophe, lemon, apostrophe, close bracket. Now enter a new line and create a print statement that prints the list again. Then run the code. Here we can see that the lemon has been inserted in position 1 in our list, which is the second item in the list.